Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack some pretty complex ideas and pull out the key insights for you.
And today's topic is definitely complex. We're looking at what some sources are describing as this massive, mostly unseen transformation happening all around us.
Right, and it's something that, well, if these sources are onto something, it could seriously reshape how we see global events, even our own biology.
It's a really captivating idea, isn't it? That maybe the chaos we see isn't just chaos, but it's like the surface ripples of a much deeper energetic shift.
Yeah, a fundamental restructuring of reality itself, they seem to suggest, operates on, well, multiple levels. So our mission today is really to get inside this perspective. We're diving into some quite unique source material. We've got a YouTube video from Galactic Whisper. It's called It's Finally Happening, Prepare for the Shift, Now GFL Energy Update.
And also a really interesting transmission from someone called Lara from the Celestial Resonance Council.
Exactly. So we're going to break down their, let's say, bold claims about this global and personal shift and look at the steps they actually suggest for navigating it.
The goal is really to help you, the listener, fully grasp what these sources are presenting as the reality of this situation.
Yeah, to understand their view.
And what really jumps out is this picture they paint of just extraordinary change. You know, hidden forces being disarmed, an old era dissolving away.
And a new one emerging, not just globally, but like inside each person too. It's pretty wild stuff.
It is.
Okay, so let's start with their main claim. This idea of a shadow syndicate unraveling. Now, they describe this as a long, entrenched shadow syndicate.
Meaning really dug in, right? Hidden power.
Yeah, a clandestine network, they call it, of entities both terrestrial and extraterrestrial. And these entities have supposedly been, manipulating the planet's destiny for ages.
It's fascinating how this specific narrative, from these sources taps into that bigger human question about who really holds the reins of power and how control might actually shift.
Definitely. And a key thing they stress is how certain they are that this syndicate is now fracturing at its very core.
They state these veiled puppeteers are being rendered inert by the unified strength of our galactic light forces and also courageous allies within your world's Earth alliance. It's quite a narrative.
Very grand, yeah. The idea that their off-world commanders have pulled back.
Leaving the terrestrial operatives, the ones here on Earth, just spiraling into disarray. Their grip is irrevocably loosening, apparently.
So if this is happening, if these hidden forces are losing power, like the sources say, what does that actually look like for us, for you listening? Can we see signs of this?
Well, they suggest that any desperate countermeasures from this group just crumble. That the dark hierarchy is in its final throes, totally impotent against the burgeoning frequencies of love and light that are supposedly flooding the Earth now.
They literally say the triumph of the light is not merely probable, but inevitable. That's a strong statement.
Very strong. And they do point to things they see as visible signs, like escalating tensions in the Middle East, especially around Iran and Israel. They call that a crucial turning point.
And they predict what? Rapid flare-ups followed by quick resolutions.
Yeah, rapid intensifications followed by equally swift resolutions, as if it's all part of this bigger unraveling process.
And it's not just geopolitics, right? They also mention politics closer to home for some listeners.
Right, specifically the most recent election cycle in your United States. They frame that as a potent illumination catalyst.
A holographic spectacle. What does that mean exactly?
Well, they suggest it was designed to reveal profound truths, that the hidden architects behind the scenes are reluctantly relinquishing their hold, that they can no longer just predetermine outcomes like they used to.
It's certainly a unique way to interpret current events.
It is. And their advice for you, the listener, is pretty specific too. They implore you, beloved ones, to observe these events with detached compassion.
Meaning, don't get sucked into the fear and anger.
Exactly. Refrain from investing your energy in what they call media-orchestrated dramas. They believe that staying neutral, anchored in your heart's wisdom, is key.
Why? What does that achieve, according to them?
It allows truth to surface unimpeded by collective hysteria, and potentially makes the collapse of the facade, as they call it, less turbulent for everyone.
Okay, so as these old controls supposedly break down, they're not just talking about destruction, They're also saying something new is being built at the same time.
That's right. Which brings us to their idea of a new energetic infrastructure. They describe it as a crystalline photonic grid.
Woven by.
Woven by the hearts of awakened souls. That's the phrase they use.
Okay, and how does that work? How is this grid formed?
Well, the explanation is that this network is created by consistent high-frequency resonance. This resonance comes from millions of star seeds, light workers, and enlightened beings.
Right. Those terms, starseeds, light workers, often used for people who feel they have a cosmic connection or are here to help humanity's shift.
Exactly, and they suggest many of these souls have already elevated your personal vibration into the mid-fourth density and beyond.
So these densities are dimensions. They're not physical places, but more like states of consciousness, energy levels.
Precisely. And by raising their own vibration, these individuals supposedly act as stabilizers and anchors for the increasingly potent fifth-dimensional energies, basically helping to ground these newer, higher frequencies here on Earth.
So our own choices matter then. Like
Yeah.
choosing love over fear actually builds this grid.
That's exactly what they claim. Choosing love, compassion, and forgiveness over fear or anger actively fortifies this global matrix of light.
And if we slip up, we feel those lower emotions.
Well, they say that might create a temporary vulnerability, sure, but the coherence of many loving hearts working in unison can rapidly repair any such disturbance.
So the collective strength is key.
It seems so. The directive for all starkin, another term for these individuals, is apparently very clear. Continue to cultivate your inner radiance and stability until radiating light becomes as natural as breathing.
Wow. And the result of this unified feel of love.
They claim it makes it impossible for any external force to breach or dismantle it, suggesting our collective state is like the ultimate shield.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit to the personal experience. They talk about physical and energetic integration, often called ascension symptoms. What's driving this, according to them?
They point to the sun. Our sun, working with the great central sun of the galaxy, is supposedly transmitting amplified waves of light encoded with solar frequencies. And this is meant to help humanity transform.
So solar flares, cosmic energy. They're not just random events.
Not according to these sources, no. They say each solar flare and cosmic burst of gamma photonic energy carries intelligent information. And this information supposedly penetrates your cells and activates long-dormant potentials within your DNA.
That sounds pretty biological.
It is. They present it as a tangible occurrence on a biological level. It facilitates, they claim, a genetic blueprint shift from a carbon-based structure toward a more crystalline, multidimensional form.
So a fundamental change in our physical makeup to handle higher frequencies, maybe.
That seems to be the idea.
Yeah.
Yes. A deep, energetic rebuild of our physical selves.
Okay, and this explains why, as they say, many people are experiencing unusual physical and emotional sensations.
Right. Things like profound fatigue, dizziness or vertigo, pressure in your head, disrupted sleep patterns.
Or waves of intense emotion, going from deep sadness to sudden joy for no obvious reason.
Exactly. They label these as ascension symptoms, clear signs in their view that profound upgrades are underway in your body and spirit.
Huh. So maybe that exhaustion isn't just needing more coffee. Maybe it's an upgrade.
Could be, according to this perspective.
So if these bodily changes are happening, what do they suggest we do about it? How do we integrate these energies?
They offer some pretty concrete recommendations, things like consciously aligning with solar energy, so spending time in sunlight.
Okay. Makes sense if the sun is involved.
Hydrating really well, specifically with pure, mineral-rich water. Also, nourishing your body with high vibrational foods.
Which means foods they believe carry higher energy, like fresh fruits, vegetables.
Generally, yes. Things considered vibrant and life-affirming. And crucially, rest more than usual.
They really put a focus on the body, don't they? Saying honor your body's needs.
They do, because each ache or flutter you experience is part of your inner architecture being recast for multidimensional capacity. It's like an internal renovation project.
Okay, this ties into what they call strategic imperatives for the light bearer. What are those?
Well, number one, perhaps surprisingly, is unwavering self-care and self-love. They insist it's not selfish. It is a strategic imperative for the light.
Treat your body like a sacred vessel, speak kindly to it, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And part of that self-care is about energy protection.
How so?
They advise you to withdraw your focus from any information sources that propagate fear, anger, or despair.
So like tune out the scary news, divisive social media, negative people.
That's the gist. They clarify it's not disregarding the world's problems, but more about preventing your life force from being siphoned by the old Matrix's drama, protecting your own energy.
Makes sense. What else?
Rest and rejuvenation are huge. They call sleep a potent spiritual tool for integrating these light codes, the energetic information packets we talked about.
So sleep is actually spiritual work in this view.
Apparently so. And nourish your mind and nerves too, with uplifting input, calming music, laughter, and playtime in nature, and deep conscious breaths. It's all part of energy maintenance and protection, creating a kind of shield.
A field impervious to dark forces, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but what about navigating the actual chaos that might be happening out there? They seem to expect disruption.
They do. They suggest you might expect financial systems may falter, esteemed institutions may collapse, even regional conflicts could ignite suddenly and then dissipate.
Sounds potentially scary. So how should you react?
The key, they stress, is resist succumbing to panic or despair. View these upheavals as catalysts for transformation.
Like pressure release events, reshaping the shared world dream.
Precisely. Your role, as they see it, is to meet them with equanimity and compassion. Observe calmly.
And infuse the situation with love instead of freaking out.
Right. Infuse it with love instead of anxiety or outrage. They even offer a mantra for this. Observe, breathe, transmute, release.
Observe, breathe, transmute, release. That's actually quite practical.
It seems like a tool for staying centered. And they acknowledge everyone's journey through this is different.
Right. Each of you is experiencing a unique journey of ascension and awakening, but it's all part of a unified mosaic of planetary transformation.
Yeah, and even the personal stuff, relationship issues, career changes, shifting beliefs, they frame those as meaningful components of your awakening, like synchronized initiations.
Interesting. And what about how we treat others who might not be seeing things this way?
Patience and compassion are vital. They say some people appear to be lagging behind or still deeply immersed in slumber, but every soul must open its eyes in its own divinely ordained moment.
So no judgment, just be a beacon.
Your calm support and luminous example become a beacon, yes. That's the idea.
This whole framework seems to rest on a very specific view of the nature of reality and co-creation.
It really does. They insist the forces of darkness are in reality already in retreat, that their control grid just cannot withstand the overwhelming coherence and luminosity now flooding Earth.
They even mentioned some factions, Cabal factions, trying to negotiate surrender.
Yes, attempting to broker their surrender. But the really crucial point they make is about the nature of darkness itself.
What's their take?
They state clearly, there are not two equal opposing forces in this universe. There is only one power, the infinite light of the Creator.
So darkness isn't a power in itself.
It's described as the absence or distortion of light, essentially an illusion.
So if you feel outrage or fear about what the Dark Ones are doing,
recognize those feelings as echoes of the old duality program. The advice is, deny it the oxygen of your anger or fear, and affirm the supremacy of the one light.
and try not to hate individuals involved.
Right. Refrain from directing hatred toward individual perpetrators. See the malice as impersonal shadows and dissolve them with spiritual light. They mention the violet flame of transmutation and energetic cleansing concept. This avoids creating new karmic ties.
This ties into unity consciousness, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The idea that all of us are, in truth, the one self-experiencing life through myriad avatars.
So helping anyone is helping the whole, the great oversoul.
Exactly. It dissolves those artificial walls of separation, because ultimately, there are no authentic others, only other aspects of the one.
And this translates into action how?
Give discreetly. Offer silent, genuine kindness without needing praise, because those acts generate potent ripples.
That's a beautiful concept. And this interconnectedness, it even extends to the planet, right? They have this thing called storm alchemy.
Yeah, it's the idea that turbulence in weather or even earthquakes reflects the turmoil and conflict within the collective human psyche.
Wow. So our collective mood affects the planet's physical state.
That's the suggestion. And the flip side is that an integrated, peaceful collective consciousness can actually soothe and stabilize the environment.
So how do you practice storm alchemy?
Stay calm during turbulent events, whether literal storms or other crises. Then infuse the situation with harmony through your intention.
Like visualizing serene turquoise light quieting turbulent weather.
For instance, yes. And affirm, with conviction, only unity and peace prevail. It's about using your inner state to influence the outer world.
Literally affecting the weather with our minds. That's a
Yeah.
bold claim. They also talk about using our inner vision for the new Earth.
Yes, harnessing your imagination, which they call a God-given creative tool, hold clear parent councils, the rollout of free energy devices, education systems aligned with universal truth, lush gardens and crystal cities, really positive futures.
And the act of visualizing this, it does something.
They claim each positive mental hologram you generate is like a seed code released into the planetary field. That Gaia, Earth consciousness, registers these. You're literally shaping timelines with this practice.
Shaping timelines. Okay, that leads us nicely into the really practical stuff. Accelerating personal and collective awakening. Laura from the Celestial Resonance Council has this specific galactic gateway practice.
Right. And she suggests that while official sources, earthly authorities, might eventually reveal some cosmic truth,
It'll probably be diluted and fragmented, slowed down for the masses.
that's her perspective, yes, to accommodate people still rooted in outdated paradigms. But she says you don't have to wait.
You are not required to remain passive in anticipation. Your own evolution can bypass the incremental unveiling.
Through this practice, she outlines, it's a suggested additional 10-minute period each day, added to whatever contemplative practice you might already have.
Just 10 minutes,
Yeah.
but impactful.
Brief but impactful, yes. This galactic gateway practice is designed to systematically sharpen your spiritual senses and clear the pathways for receiving advanced wisdom.
And a more refined internal resonance attracts advanced interactions, like with.
Presumably with higher consciousness or benevolent beings, based on the context.
And the benefit isn't just personal, right?
No, she claims this elevated state of awareness strengthens the entire cosmic network. It builds momentum that can actually accelerate broader revelations for all, so it empowers you and the entire planet.
Okay, so what does this 10-minute practice actually involve? She breaks it down, right?
Yes, into 3 parts. Part 1 is heart chakra activation and releasing lower chakra energy.
So starting with breathing, relaxing, then focusing on the lower chakras.
Right. Root chakra, red, acknowledge fears, breathe them out into the earth. Sacral, orange, breathe in emotional blocks, exhale them dissolving. Solar plexus, yellow gold, feel inner power grow, exhale self-doubt.
And it culminates in the heart.
Yes, the heart chakra, emerald green or pink. Inhale, feel it expand with love. Exhale any remaining lower stuff. Then just rest in that heart space for about a minute.
Okay, part 1. What's part 2?
Part 2 is stillness and silence, diving deep for the pearl of creator energy.
Going inward, into the quiet.
Exactly. Sinking into pure stillness, the vast ocean of your consciousness. She calls it the void, the womb of creation. If thoughts intrude, use the mantra, I am present.
And then you look for.
Visualize a soft, radiant light, the pearl of creator energy. This symbolizes divine wisdom, eternal love, infinite creation. Embrace it. Feel it merge with you. Stay there as long as feels right.
And the final part, part 3.
This is about becoming receptive to open ET contact and disclosure.
Okay. How does that work?
Focus on the crown chakra, top of the head, envisioning violet-white light opening like a lotus, your gateway to higher realms. Feel that connection strengthen.
And the third eye.
Third eye chakra, between the brows, indigo vortex. Visualize it gently rotating, clearing distortions. It's your portal to multidimensional perception.
Then you set an intention.
Yes, silently declare, I am open and ready to receive conscious contact with benevolent galactic beings. I trust in the divine timing of disclosure. I am a vessel of light prepared to integrate cosmic truth with wisdom and discernment.
And then just be open. Sense for a connection.
Sense the vast presence of your star family, maybe a gentle nudge, warm sensation, or even a telepathic impression. Then finish with gratitude, carrying that feeling into your day.
They do acknowledge this might not be easy, right? Obstacles might come up.
Absolutely. Challenges like deep-seated emotional patterns or outdated belief systems, and that nagging voice of self-doubt.
Am I just imagining this?
Exactly. They call those echoes of old conditioning. Even external things, like conflicting news reports or old ways of thinking, might trigger skepticism.
But the advice is to use that skepticism
As a prompt to delve deeper within. Because your true cosmic identity resides in the sacred communion you cultivate with Source, not in external validation.
Okay, so looking ahead, the sources talk about humility and victory and anchoring the new earth. What's the guidance for when these old structures supposedly crumble?
Well, they anticipate celebration, naturally, but they advise celebrating judiciously and quietly, like within your own heart or your close soul family.
Well, quietly. Why not shout it from the rooftop?
Resist broadcasting triumph for "I told you so" sentiments. Because, they predict, many people, the unawakened majority, will likely be stunned and disoriented as hidden truths start coming out.
So it's about compassion for those who are just waking up to all this.
Exactly. Your role then becomes being an anchor of calm and a pillar of kindness. Offer help and comfort without judgment. Show people how to center themselves in their heart.
And this helps ground the new reality.
It allows the new crystalline structures of light to anchor more smoothly, yes.
And despite potential chaos, they seem very sure about the outcome.
Completely. They insist the victory of the light is assured, that it's already happened on higher planes of existence and is just steadily permeating your physical reality.
The only uncertainty is when.
The only uncertainty lies in the timing, they say, and that timing is contingent upon how gracefully humanity integrates each new wave of change. Their final advice: trust the process.
Wow. Okay, so just to wrap this up, these sources are painting a really radical picture, aren't they? A huge global shift. Old controls dissolving, new energies coming in, physical and emotional changes for individuals.
And concrete daily practices suggested to help you navigate and even accelerate this transformation, both for yourself and supposedly for the entire planet.
What really stands out, I think, is this idea that you, the listener, aren't just watching this unfold. You're an active player.
Definitely. Your inner work, your choices, your energy, they depict all of that as having real, tangible effects on how this reality shifts.
So here's something to think about. If, and it's a big if, but if these sources are onto something, if your internal state, your focus, your intention are powerful enough to influence global events, maybe even your own DNA, what does that really imply?
What does that suggest about personal responsibility? About the true potential locked inside human consciousness to actually shape the future?
Yeah. What hidden potentials might still be waiting inside you to be unlocked if you were to really engage with these kinds of ideas?
Yeah.
Something to ponder.